Welcome to CBSE Science Experiments. Today I am going to discuss about the digestion process in human alimentary canal. So here all the information which is given in NCERT book page number 261 to 265. Within this pages, what informations are given, I am trying to explain explain it in one page. Okay, so let's try. So this is the alimentary canal, this is the first, this is the mouth portion, and within the mouth portion, when you will place a food, that food will mix with saliva. You know that saliva will be secreted from three types of salivary glands. One is sublingual gland, another is submandibular gland, and another is parotid glands. So from these glands, the saliva will be secreted, and the food will mix with the mucus secreted from saliva, and it will form a sticky substances that will be called bolus. So this bolus, when this bolus will be formed, at the same time, at the same time at the same time, starch will convert into maltose, because we know within the saliva, within the salivary amylase or tyalin is present. So that tyalin will help to convert starch into maltose. What is maltose? Maltose is one type of disaccharide which is composed of two molecules of glucose. Okay, so these disaccharides will be formed, and next I can tell you that this salivary amylase can work better in the pH level 6.8, means little acidic, very small acidic. So that is the pH is 6.8. And next after that, after the formation of bolus, next it will come down slowly, and you know that this type of this technique by which the food is moving downward will be called as swallowing or deglutation. Okay, so that is the matter. Then after deglutation, slowly it will come down, and when it will come down, it this one of the technique will be involved for this purpose, that will be called peristalsis or peristaltic movement. So due to this movement, it will come down slowly, and next it will get enter within the stomach, and this when it will get enter into the stomach, it will get enter through a sphincter. That sphincter will be called gastroesophageal sphincter. So through that sphincter it will come down. Okay, then it will play, all the food particles will be placed within the stomach. So in this stomach, what will happen? In this stomach, food, hydrochloric acid, enzyme, they all will mix with each other, and it will form uh, half semi solid substances or semi liquid substances. So it will be called as chyme. So this chyme, then what will happen? This chyme, within this chyme, next step of the digestion will take place. What will happen? Within this chyme, actually some enzymes will be present. What are those? Pepsin, renin. Renin, generally it can be found in infant. Generally it is absent in adults, and little amount of lipase will also be present. So pepsin, renin, and lipase will be these enzymes will be present, and with the help of this enzyme, the protein present within the food, the protein will convert into proteose, and then renin will help to convert milk protein into casein, and a little amount of lipase will convert lipid to fatty acid and glycerol, but the amount of lipase is very little. Okay, before that, I want to discuss something, that the stomach is having mucosa, and mucosa is having gastric gland. Gastric gland is having three types of cells. What are those? Number one is mucus neck cell. That mucus neck cell will secrete mucus. Next, peptic or chief cell. It will produce pepsinogen. Pepsinogen is an inactive form of enzyme or pro-enzyme. It will convert into active enzyme later. And one more cell is present, that is oxyntic cell or parietal cell. So this oxyntic or parietal cell will produce HCl plus some intrinsic factor. That intrinsic factor will be essential for the absorption of vitamin B12. Okay. So now I want to tell you that as pepsinogen is an inactive enzyme or proenzyme, so it must have to convert into pepsinogen to pepsin by the help of hydrochloric acid. So by the help of hydrochloric acid, pepsinogen will convert into pepsin or active enzyme. So this is over. Now next this chyme will slowly get entered to the duodenum. So this portion, this portion is the duodenum, and within this portion only maximum digestion will take place. Maximum digestion will take place within this portion. Okay. So when it will get entered to duodenum, then also you have to cross one more sphincter, that will be called pyloric sphincter. So that pyloric through the pyloric sphincter, the chyme will get enter, and when it will get enter slowly, when it will come here in this position, then from liver, bile juice will be secreted. From pancreas, pancreatic juice will be secreted. Now all this pancreatic juice and bile juice will mix with the food, and then it will start other parts of the digestion. So here what is happening? Food means in this place, food, pancreatic juice, and intestinal juice, all this juice will mix. And when it will mix, then it will perform the next level of digestion. But before that, I want to discuss about different types of uh, enzymes present in different in pancreatic juice and intestinal juice. So in pancreatic juice, what are the enzymes? Trypsinogen, chymotrypsinogen. Trypsinogen is also inactive enzyme, so it have to convert into trypsin. Anyway, then chymotrypsinogen, then procarboxypeptidases, amylases, lipase, and nucleases. So these all the enzymes will be present within the pancreatic juice. The next, intestinal juice, or another name of intestinal juice also will be called as succus entericus. So within this succus entericus, mucus, maltose, and dipeptidase, lipase, and nucleosidase will be present. So this all in the all this name is very much important, and you have to remember it. Acha. Next level, what is happening? Acha, first let's discuss this one. Then in this position, all the digestion will take place. And what is happening here? Let's discuss. So already I told that trypsinogen is one type of inactive enzyme or proenzyme. So this inactive enzyme or proenzyme must convert into active form. So trypsinogen, when it will convert, it should convert into trypsin by the help of enterokinase. What is enterokinase? It is it is secreting from the intestinal mucosa, and this enterokinase will convert trypsinogen to trypsin. So trypsin is the active, and trypsin also what it helps. Trypsin activate other enzyme in pancreatic juice. Means in pancreatic juice, so what other enzymes are present? All the enzymes will be activated by the help of trypsin. Now next already I discussed about bile juice. So bile what is their function? Bile actually helps in the emulsification of fat, and also it activates lipase. So bile juice, so within the bile juice so many bile salts are present. So actually bile does not have any enzyme. It only helps for the digestion, but it directly does not involve in digestion process, as it does not have any enzyme. So just it helps in the emulsification of fats and activate the lipase. Okay, activate lipase. Now next, protein. Protein, all the protein, different forms of proteins are there. So this protein, peptones, proteoses. So so these all types of protein will convert into dipeptides by the help of trypsin, chymotrypsin, and carboxypeptidase. So this trypsin, chymotrypsin, and carboxypeptidase will help to convert proteins, peptones, and proteases into dipeptides. Dipeptides means two amino acid will be present. So that is dipeptides. So now next what is happening? Next, polysaccharides. Polysaccharides means starch is one of the polysaccharide. Here generally polysaccharide means starch. Okay, so this starch will convert into disaccharides by the help of amylase. By the help of amylase. So this polysaccharide already converted into disaccharide. Proteins are converted into dipeptide. So dipeptide disaccharides already produced. Now next, fat. Fat by the help of lipase, it will convert into diglycerides. Okay, from diglycerides again monoglycerides will be converted. So now next, nucleic acid with the help of nucleases, it will convert into nucleotides, and then it will convert into nucleosides. Okay, you know nucleotides and nucleosides are different thing. Here in DNA, when I will teach DNA structure, that time I will explain this one elaborately. Anyway, so now next, all the dipeptides are formed. Here all the dipeptides, disaccharides, diglycerides, everything is formed here. Okay, then in this slowly it will come down, and in this area, dipeptides, maltose, lactose, sucrose, nucleotides, di and monoglycerides, all will be converted into its basic form. So here what is happening? What is happening? All the dipeptides, with the help of dipeptidase, it will convert into amino acid. You know, as amino acid is the basic form and simplest form. And then by the help of maltose will convert into glucose, and glucose, two molecules of glucose will be converted, will be produced. And lactose, you know, lactose is also formed by the help of glucose and galactose. So by the help of lactase enzyme, so lactose will convert into glucose and galactose. Like that way, sucrose will convert into glucose and fructose. Nucleotides will convert into nucleosides. Then nucleosides will convert into sugar and bases. So all the simple forms will be formed. Okay, all this simple form will be form of the nutrients will be formed, Okay, so this is the matter. Now in this last line, this is the di and monoglycerides will, with the help of lipases, it will convert into fatty acid and glycerol. Now I will discuss about the special type of absorption about fatty acid and glycerol. Here, wait, before that, let me discuss this portion. So when all this, when the food will pass through this passage, then this type of conversion or the digestion will take place. And after this all digestion means when it will convert into the simplest form, slowly it will move down and absorption will start. Means this is the jejunum portion. From this jejunum portion, the absorption will take place and it will move a long distance, coiling distance it will move, and it will come to ileum, and here also absorption will take place. So this type of absorption process will take place continuously, and after that when it will reach in this portion, here maximum undigested food will reach. So when undigested food will reach that time, through ileocaecal valve, that undigested food will get entered to colon. Okay, so means this is a large intestine, and it will then slowly it will move this direction. Okay, ascending direction it will move, and then it will move here, and slowly it will come down, and ultimately it will store here. This is rectum, and when it will be required, then it will come out through anus. So this is the simple technique, but in the case of fat, it is having a little different type of procedure. Actually, fat is water insoluble, so that's why some specific technique is there to absorb. So first, bile salts will convert fat into a micelle, hydrophilic micelle. Now look at the picture here. This is the fat globule, simple fat globule is given. So that fat globule will be attacked. No, it will be surrounded by the bile salts. And when it will be surrounded by, bile salts is having two portion. This head portion is actually hydrophilic portion, and the tail portion is hydrophobic portion. Hydrophobic means fear towards water. Means it will not uh, uh, come in, it will not try to come in contact with water. So that's why this portion will be called, when tail portion is hydrophobic portion and head portion is hydrophilic portion. So when and fat is also hydrophobic, means it will not try to mix with water, insoluble. But when this fat globule will be surrounded by bile salts, you can see the outer portion, the peripheral portion is all the head hydrophilic, hydrophilic head portion will be present. So automatically this micelle, it will be called as a micelle, and this micelle will convert into hydrophilic micelle. Okay, so this hydrophilic micelle, next this process is actually called emulsification. So this bile helps for this emulsification. Anyway, so now next some interesting things is there. When fat will digest, it will convert into monoglyceride, fatty acid, and glycerol. So monoglyceride is can a simple diffusion can take place in the case of monoglyceride, but fatty acid and glycerol will not diffuse easily. So that's why what is happening here, that fatty acid and glycerol mix with bile salt and it will convert into micelle, and this missile will enter to the intestinal mucosa cells through pinocytosis. So through pinocytosis it will get enter. Why it is pinocytosis? Means the liquid portion is engulfed by the cell, that's why it will be called as pinocytosis. So through pinocytosis it will be engulfed by the cells present in the mucosa, and then by the help of Golgi body present within this mucosa cell, that Golgi body will helps to make a coating around the fat, around the fatty acid. Okay, so that when it will make a protein coat, it will be called chylomicron or chylomicron. So this chylomicron will enter to the lacteals. Lacteals means if you look at the picture of villi, that inner portion of the villi means middle portion of the villi, one milky lymph vessel is present. So that milky lymph vessel will be called as lacteal. So it will get entered to lacteal, and from lacteal it will get entered to blood vessel, and from blood vessel through blood it will, what it will happen, it will reach to the liver, fat tissue, muscle tissue, there it will reach, and when it will reach then it will store there, and when required it will be used by our body. So this is the technique, this is the full digestion process, and which is given in your NCERT book, and I have tried it to make it in one page for your uh, for your help. So today up to this much. Thank you.